Hello everyone, my name is Sai Rupak. Today I am going to say seminar topic on JDBC. Here JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity System. JDBC is an interface between Java and database. JDBC receives queries from Java application program and communicate with database. All the communications are in form of SQL commands. JDBC is responsible for opening connection, communicate with database, executing SQL queries and retrieve the results from database. Open database connectivity. Standard designed by Microsoft to interact with database. ODBC is packed with many features and extending to support from all type of databases. ODBC provides multiple mechanisms from performing single task and number of data handling capabilities. JDBC versus ODBC. JDBC and ODBC are X and open call interface for SQL. JDBC is not a derivative of ODBC. JDBC is compact and simple. JDBC is meant for simple access to database and difficult tasks to at least make possible. This means JDBC is for simple access to database. It can be accessed by simply and task may become difficult to make it possible. JDBC drivers. JDBC drivers are responsible for making connection with different databases. It also transferring queries received from application and submitted to database. A reverse translation is also required to perform by the driver. JDBC driver speaks Java to application and native language to database. JDBC drivers are exist almost all the databases. Appropriate driver will be loaded for required database. JDBC ODBC bridge. It is a JDBC driver designed to let Java application communicate with database via underlining ODBC driver. This is called as type 1 JDBC connector. It can be used with multiple databases and vendor independent. This type of JDBC driver speaks only to ODBC drivers, hence works for database supported by ODBC. One more added layer is used and hence more complex slower than JDBC drivers. Native API Java driver. It makes use of local native libraries to communicate with database. Vendor specific call level interface installed locally are used by this driver. CLI libraries are actually communicate with database. Application level requests and are translated into equivalent native method call of CLI. Faster than first driver as JDBC ODBC driver, bridge driver. JDBC networking driver. This is type 3 driver. Uses CLI libraries and locates in remote server. Type 3 driver has two major components and all Java portion can be downloaded to client server. Server portion connecting both Java and native methods. All communication between application and database 100% Java to Java. This type of driver is also depending on CLI calls which is installed on server. Type 3 can be used in internet since no direct access to CLI libraries. Type 3 network protocol is not standardized. Native protocol Java driver. 100% specific drivers. No intermediate translation is required. But all vendor specific drivers cannot release by Java. Java applets are now free for access restrictions. JDBC implementations. There are 7 steps to implement JDBC. First step is to import a package. The package is as import java.sql package. Next, load and register the driver. After that, establish a connection to database server. After establishing, we should create a statement and execute the statement and retrieve the statement and close the statement and the connection. First, we have to take a package and then load and registering the driver. Now we have to connect a connection to database server. After that we have to create a statement and we have to execute the statement. We have to get the data from the result. Now after completion we have to close the statement and connection. Load and register driver. Class dot for name of JDBC driver class name. Example, class dot for name of com.mysql.jdbc driver. Note: calling for the class for name automatically create an instance of driver and registers it with the driver manager. So you don't need to create an instance of class. Establishing connection. This can be established by using connection variable. Connection con equal to driver dot get connection of URL. Here URL means the driver establishes a connection to database specific in JDBC URL. The driver manager class manages all details of establishing the connection. The connection returned by JDBC driver is an open connection, so you can use and create JDBC statements and pass SQL statements to database. JDBC of MySQL dot localhost 3306 database name with username and password. Managing statements. To manage statements, we have to create statement for connection class is used to make objects. Example, statement of state equal to con.create statement. Statement object can call execute query SQL command to execute a selected command. Use execute update SQL command to execute any data updation commands. Result set. An execute query method retrieves the selected records as an object of result set class. It stores data in tabular format, row id and column id, and can be used to identify each data. Rows are records of table and columns are fields of table. A cursor is attached to fetch data from any row. Metadata. Information that describes the structure and properties of your data. Two types of metadata are result set metadata and database metadata. Result set metadata gives the information about the data contained in result set, such as column name, number of columns and column data types. Database metadata. Information about database such as supported functions, username, current transactions, isolation level, etc. From this we have known how to give a connection from JDBC. Thank you.